Betty Ray 11 here, and I'm here to discuss the changes coming to Idol. I'm going to go ahead and call this segment Producers Gone Wild, because it's pretty much how it is. First, I want to discuss the move from the Tuesday-Wednesday schedule to a Wednesday-Thursday. You know, I don't really see this as a big deal. Usually Thursday nights are pretty busy for me, and I teach CCD on Wednesday nights, so I'm wondering how I'm going to be able to watch it and recap it for you guys. But hey, that's what the internet's for, right? But anyway, I don't really think it's a big deal. I mean, performances aren't, better or worse based on what day they're performed on, so I think, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Hour-long results, we've always had them. They promised half-hour results, but it's kind of like fetch, it's never gonna happen. So we're gonna have to stick with the filler again. So, yeah. No semifinal rounds. I find this very, very interesting. So basically, how in the world are we supposed to know, how are we supposed to determine the top 12? I mean, well, in reference to this, I've heard a rumor about how we're gonna do it via MJ's big blog, via Vote for the Worst, but, who can trust those guys? Anyway, no semifinal rounds means that we really can't get to know the contestants as singers, and does this mean that the judges are going to pick the top 12, or, I don't really like the idea of having having my collective voting power to determine our top 12 taken away. I don't really like that. I don't like giving the judges and the producers more opportunities to completely manipulate the show. And I think a lot of this is stemming from Nigel completely misunderstanding that people's gripes aren't necessarily with the contestants. They're about voting and producer manipulation is really the biggest concerns of the average viewer, and so I really don't think Nigel understands that. But so another change that they're gonna do is more over-the-top productions, I guess. I really am not sure what Nigel means by having them do music videos, or working with band and backup dancers for like an award show style performance. I really am not sure what Nigel is getting at. I mean, is that going to be a theme or a challenge for the week, during the season? I really don't get what. I really wish that Nigel would specify. I really wish that he would clarify this, but I don't know. I guess we'll see in January. I like the idea that they're gonna have to promote themselves, because, or the idea of putting more emphasis on promoting themselves, because they're gonna have to compete with the best of them, post Idol, and really, people from Idol for the past couple years really are starting to suffer, and I'm worried, but I think that it is a good idea to stress that, just so they can have the tools that they're going to need to compete with the best of them when during post Idol. The thing that concerns me the most is this sort of anti-musician sentiment that Nigel is projecting. Frankly, as a sister of a musician, and as a sort of musician myself, if I were Lee DeWyze or Chris Allen, or Brooke White or David Cook or Jason Castro, I would be horribly, horribly offended by, you know, Nigel's anti-musician sentiment, because it's just ridiculous. He's perpetuating the fiction, really, that, you know, musicians have somehow ruined Idol, but they haven't. What's ruined Idol is blatant producer and manipulation. Sorry, I promise I can talk. But I mean, at least that, you know, and that's the biggest complaint. You know, people are most concerned about voting and producer manipulation, and so I really think that Nigel is just way off the mark here, and you know, and really, he's, you know, talking about these people as if they, you know, hid behind their guitars, when really, you know, if you really take a look at, you know, somebody like David Cook and Chris Allen's Idol trajectories, some of their best performances came when they weren't behind the guitar. Like, you know, David Cook's most memorable moments were Billie Jean and Always Be My Baby. He didn't perform those songs with the guitar. And one of Chris Allen's biggest moments was Falling Slowly, and he didn't perform with the guitar during that song. And so I think that Nigel really is way off the mark here, and I don't know, at least that's just my opinion. So there's a rumor going around, as I stated earlier, from Vote for the Worst, that MJ's big blog posted. Apparently what's going to happen, instead of the semifinal rounds, what they're going to do in Hollywood Week is they're going to have sort of like a Q&A sessions and like boot camps or things like that. And so they're going to feature 40 to 50 prominently, and apparently you can vote for them online, and the 12 highest voters are going to get through to the top 12, and they're going to have 3 more through a wild card round, and that's going to be determined by Jimmy Levine and the judges. And I don't know, that just sounds really, really, really bizarre to me. You know, keep in mind it is just a rumor, but I don't know, that just sounds really bizarre to me. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take it with a grain of salt. They brought back the wild card rounds back in season 8, and it's because of those wild card rounds that we ended up with Jasmine Murray, Megan Joy, you know, instead of, you know, awesome singers. So, I don't know. I don't know. So, tell me what you think of these changes. I'm sure you've heard them all by now. And, just, you know, if you feel the need to vent, go ahead. I do read these things, so please be respectful. And, I'll see you guys later.